So, guys, hey, hey guys, check this out.
There's a left hook.
Please.
Down goes. Oh, it's ladder. That right hand.
So, I'm thinking about doing. So it's Sunday. I want to do something a little different, not just film based, but just sort of catching up over the week as a whole. Um, and a little bit of film discussion because it's a film channel. I went to see Avatar yesterday. That's a long old. That is a long old movie. It's very good, but it reminded me of like it was getting in, and it was resolution and whatnot, and I'm thinking this is it. It's been a long day. I was and then there was a whole act, like a fourth act. There was a whole act, and I was thinking, long old movie. 8 didn't start till 8:30 after, which is getting longer, and that was another thing. The Avengers Doomsday trailer came up, or the teaser. Bigger pop than anything. It was it was it was like a 5-second thing and just Grinch, and I was thinking, what's that? Fair enough. But visually, I mean, everyone's going to say the same thing. It's too long. Visually, it's bad. And I've seen a lot of people say that the story is not much of substance. I hard disagree. I mean, so it picks up a little after second one, obviously. They're still grieving and then they have to move like Spar into another camp so that he's safe, and then they run into the fire people and their lady. Good villain. She's amazing. On the story, I think the story was pretty solid. I just think you could have chopped out an hour to it. Just seemed, yeah. Maybe it's because I went into it a little. I went in late after work. I was tired. I've got a German Shepherd, and she's been making it a mission to like see how much stuff she can eat in the house, including me. That's why I got rid of my mustache. She was hanging off it. She's amazing, but she is like a little velociraptor. After she's kind of like feeding a velociraptor. She's kind of like feeding a velociraptor a Monster Energy drink and just letting her go all the time. And I'm in a group chat with the other litter, and everyone puts in the pictures, their pups, they're all like crossing their arms and they're all sat super calm. It's lovely to see. And then mine is just so I've had her 3 weeks now, 3 or 4 weeks, and there hasn't been a single moment. I'm crate training her while she's been out of her crate where she stopped for a second other than to like eat or look at me when I've gone, maybe don't chew through a live wire. And then she just goes and then moves on. Irrelevant. I think the story was solid. I do just think it's a pacing issue. It's because you get so immersed. There's some amazing things to look at all the time, like Natiri. But then there's so much. It's so much, and then to have all of it run for that long, after a while, I found myself just going, "It's got to be that time." And overall, I would say a lot more positive. I would put it above the second. Not too sure about the first. The Jake Paul fight was definitely interesting because I've seen a lot of people that are, oh, he's a YouTuber. I've kind of gone on the other side a little bit because he has spent 5 or 6 years training with amazing coaches, sparring, turning up, doing the thing. And he's been actively competing now for a while. 58-year-old retired boxers aside, I actually think this kind of earned him a little something, not just broken jaw in 2 places, which has got to be 6-month recovery time. Maybe with his means a little bit quicker, but I don't know who he's going to fight next. I hope not Andrew Tate. We're going to get to that. But I think this has got to have earned some respect from the boxing community a little bit because Joshua carried him for 6 rounds, but he's still, say 96 million. I'd go in there and let him turn me into a Pez dispenser in front of millions of people, to be fair. But he got in and he did it. I don't like the tongue thing. I I think at some point someone's going to uppercut you and that thing's gone. And his best feature is his trash talk. But overall, I did stay up for the fight. I had a little nap, but got up to watch the fight. The fight before, whoever scheduled that needs to be taken out back and shot. Just look at the flowers, and because that was absolutely tragic. And I don't know what, it's not a clear difference, but like the female fighters in the UFC, the division's incredible. Maybe it's because they feel like they've got something to prove. I'm not too sure. Whatever they're doing, it's working, and I'm always excited for any UFC event. The previous fight, it was just boring. It's obviously nothing boring. That's all, and I didn't enjoy that at all. But the other thing I want to address, I put this out about 20, 30 times. So it's very, very well known that I'm not the biggest fan of Jack Doherty. I'm just not. Never have been. Never will be. But him and his team were walking through backstage, filming everything as they do, because they're attention-starved cretins. And one of them brushed into Andrei Arlovski, former UFC heavyweight badass. And they've turned around, started chirping off, mouthing, pushing. He's obviously started swinging because, well, that's what he does. Jack Doherty has gone and hid behind his high-calorie bodyguard, as he's one to do. Now, if you don't know who he is, don't Google him. Just picture pot noodle on the most punchable face with no morals or compassion or brain cells, but more money than sense. And I blame the parents. Frankly, his mum should have swallowed, but I'm going to cut that. But then they started mouthing up. He's hiding behind diabetes, right? And they're backing away his little island boy looking cronies whilst throwing fingers up and shouting and swearing at Andrei Arlovski. And it irked me because he's been chirping off on X now for hours. Oh, well, I didn't do nothing, which is expected from him because he's a soulless dickbag, right? So I put a thing out, right? I want to fight him on Misfits or in a car park. Doesn't matter to me. I don't care about money. I don't care about money. The goal for the year on this was 10 followers for the year, and it's gone from 10 to 6,000. Perfect. It's amazing, and it's not huge by any means, and but for me, that's the biggest thing ever. I never expected it. It's made me super happy. Although I wish you guys would comment a little bit more, just boost the engagement. But I did. I put a post out. I put about 20 posts out. I want to teach this guy some manners. I've got a grievance with cyclists, vegans a lot of the time, but people who believe that because they have money or following that they're above anyone else, and calling yourself an influencer when you don't influence positive change it disgusts me. It really does sicken me. I don't care about money. Never have. In hindsight, I probably should have. I wouldn't be broke. But the attitude and the behavior that comes with it, I find despicable. I find disgusting. And frankly, I would like to give him what I call a behavioral correction in the ring. Boxing, kickboxing, MMA, doesn't matter to me. You got all the money in the world, get the best trainers you can, set up a date. I haven't fought in 4 or 5 years now. Still train every day, almost every day. Some days are a little harder with work. And that won't change. But I a lot of the time, especially during the week, I get up, train at 5 a.m. I work right through. And then once I'm done at 6:30, I go get ready. I go back to the gym. Now, that's partially to stop me from strangling cyclists, but that's irrelevant. If I'm going to do anything with this channel ever, I could do that happy and then call it a day. Just go back to reviewing films, because having any of these things and not using it to influence positive change, I will never understand in my brain how that is even a possibility in someone's head. It just doesn't compute with me. It doesn't sit right with me. When you have the means to help people, it doesn't matter what it is, anything at all. You know, there's if you're out, you see, we get a lot of the homeless guys that will sit outside McDonald's early, and there's so many people that will come through, give them a coffee, give them a sandwich, whatever to keep going. It's a couple of quid there, a couple of quid. It don't matter. It's not massive gestures, but seeing people go out their way just to be kind, be nice, goes such a long way than whatever this disrespectful behavior is. And I'm not going to chirp on about it too much, but it has irked me. And if I'm going to do anything with this channel, is that's the end goal above anything else. Behavioral correction, and then just fade away, carry on writing books that no one reads, and reviewing films and TV, you know? So moving on from that, overall the pool fight I thought was I thought it was a little bit more entertaining. I actually I had a good time. It got a reaction, you know, and it was definitely fun to watch. What will be interesting now is seeing his next move because he's felt what it's like now. What I don't want to see him I don't want to see him drop down and start trying to fight guys at 180 again. You know, because that afterwards, one of the dudes was like, "Oh, well, he only won because he's bigger and more powerful." It's like, no, he won. I mean, partially because he is the size of a minibus, but he's the more skilled guy. He's the more powerful guy. Joshua outweighed him by what, 20, 30 pounds, and he's shredded. Jake Paul came into this a little doughy, and that's what's going to happen when it's not your natural weight. I don't know where he goes next because it's not Andrew Tate. Actually, let's pull it. Let's have a little. So I haven't actually. I watched quick little bits. Now this is 20 minutes long. We don't want to watch 20 minutes. So let's watch. Let's check out. This one's 2.5. Let's try that. Now Trace Moore's a guy. He's a unit of a guy. What's he, 6'5" ish?
Oh,
Yeah, Chase Moore's a big guy, but he's not as skilled. He's not only not a skilled boxer, he's also well, he's very, very unskilled. And what I don't understand from Tate is having so much experience, how he let this happen, because he picked the easiest fight possible and still lost. What's going on with this?
From Chase.
Let's have a look.
Nobody in this arena believes in the champion, but the only person defending the matter. One punch can change everything. That's straight no chips.
He starts. Mr. Morris, he paused. He doesn't. He's not throwing strikes. Pause his shots. But the body's always open. That right hand side. We get it. I get it. For someone like Tate, who's got so much experience, I understand. Happen. Because he's pouring that arm. He's pouring that hand. That's what he needs to do. Well,
2 minutes left in round number one. He's trying to box the better boxer right now.
yes,
It's not the start of the he's got to get here and fight him. Tate returns to the ring after 5 years. Rides an 11 fight win streak. Has not lost since. I like the body check. The 85 plus
later.
square hands naturally low for Andrew Tate.
Now, I will say this. We're done. We're done with that. I will say this. Chase Demore, he's a big guy. He's a very big guy. It would be awkward to fight. Now I'm like 5'6". It's an awkward fight, no matter what you look at it, because he's a big guy. He's got size on his side, but it's very so unskilled that I feel like this is heavyweight misfits. I feel like if you've got like a boxer size class or like a beginner's class under your belt, you're probably good. He paws. He's long and he paws. All you got close the distance and shut it down, because the way he's responding when he's getting hit is very, very, it's very beginner. It's flinch up, tense up, close your eyes. He's not used to it. And it's embarrassing. Not only is it embarrassing, listen, I don't know what happens to the Tate crowd now, because that's going to be a hard loss to come back from. Now, there's one side looking at it. He's nearly 40. He hasn't fought in 10 years. He smokes a lot, but you knew these things coming in and you should have accounted for that. Put the smokes down, get some sprints in, get some real fucking training in, sparring, sprints, whatever you need to do, because this guy is bad. Now, he was talking about fighting Alex Pereira a little while back. Alex Pereira would murder him. Like, it wouldn't even be funny. Straight murder. Alex Pereira's got the same awkward style in a sense, but he's got sniper like precision. You've seen him and he's a little bit stiff and his arms are down, but then his head's always moving. His feet are always moving. This is not this. It's just not. And blaming his age, Pereira's only a year or two younger. I know he's active, but you know you've got a fight coming up, so get fucking active. Train. I think he massively underestimated Chase, because, and don't misunderstand me, Chase is not a good fighter in any stretch of the imagination. He's a tall, long, swinging, bumbling fool. It's the best way I'm going to word that. There's no skill there. He's boring to watch. And we've all seen the first clip. We've all seen that. But I don't know what happens to Tate now, because he's not going to fight Jake Paul in 6 months after Jake Paul went 6 rounds with Joshua and he got beat by one of the worst boxers in history. Calling him boxer is whatever he is. I don't know what the dude does outside of boxing. You know, frankly, I don't really care. He might be lovely. He might be a great guy. I don't know anything about him. I'm not. But skill wise, it's awful. It's absolutely awful to watch. It's bad. It's really bad. But yeah, so Tony Ferguson won. That was great to see. Anderson Silva, Tyron Woodley needs to retire. He got hurt bad in the UFC and he never came back from it. And it's really sad to see. It's a shame, obviously. And you know, maybe he needs the money, but I don't know if it's worth this. And it sucks to see. I mean, Anderson Silva's great in any capacity. He's always has been, you know. But I don't like watching Tyron Woodley fight anymore. He used to be so entertaining, and I saw someone online post that dude wipes are really getting their marketing out of him. But it's sad to see. It is sad to see, and I don't want to keep watching him getting paid to get knocked out. It reminds me of a dude I used to box on the same shows as, called Hughes. Hughes sounds like Bruce is used to say. I don't know why. And his coach never boxed, never coached in boxing, never boxed himself. He was a judo instructor till he couldn't anymore because of his back. Decided that boxing was the same. And he took Hughes on. Hughes got knocked out 6 times in a row. And when I told him, remember talking to him, I was like, because this dude had come up to me before I had my hands wrapped. I was ready to go out for a fight. And he's like, oh, I'm going to give you a little bit of pad work if you want. I was like, yeah, cool. He puts his hands up and he's has floppy hands. And he's like, well, I don't put any power in because that's what you meant to. And I'm like, well, I'm not putting power in. I'm not blowing out before a fight. Just getting warmed up. I just want to get moving. And then he's like, right, we need to rework on your hand placement. And I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? I'm literally, my hands are wrapped. My fight is in 5-10 minutes. Not even that. And you want to start giving me lessons now? Like, I know it's a tense situation. So I turn up to this show, home show, from the guys at my gym were running it. The guy that I was fighting also was from the same gym. I don't know why it happened. I was put in the away camp. I had a dude, I was left in there for like an hour. The dude came up, wrapped my hands really quick, went, cool, see you in a bit. And that was it. I had no coaches. I had no instruction. I had nothing until I got to the corner and they'd just been like, there's a dude there. Good luck. I was tense. I was stressed. And seeing this guy like this, it pissed me off because I'm like, we're not doing this right now. And in the end, I end up saying it. And I explained to Hugh, so I was like, you need to get rid of this guy. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't want the best for you. If he did, after the first knockout, or the second knockout, or the third knockout, he would have addressed his own issues and gone, look, I'm not a good coach. I should have learned to box first. And he just didn't. And he got mad at me. He ended up deleting me on everything, and I haven't spoke to him since. But it's absolutely wild. It's absolutely wild. And we're really off topic now. This went on a little longer than I thought it was going to. I apologize. It was just, I want to start doing this on a Sunday. Look, no one watches it. Fine, fair. But I get to verbalize a few thoughts. I get to put a few things out into the world. That's where I'm at. I, I this was an off the cuff episode. I was at work and thinking, yeah, I'd like to do that. Next week, I'm going to come with a little bit more planning. You know, I looked up, well, what's happened in the last 7 days before this. We got earthquakes and the flu. That's like, great. That's it. I'm going to get the sniffles and fall down a hole. Like, there's nothing good happening. So I thought, enjoy this, you know, have a little chin wag. I, it was good watching the celeb cams of the Jake Paul fight. I don't think I've ever seen Bert Kreischer. I mean, they kept saying, I love Bert, by the way. I say it like we're pals. But they're interviewing dudes next to him. And anyone that's watched him for any amount of time, dude loves to talk. And I've never seen him with a camera on him for that long, not say anything. But big fan. So yeah, this about wraps it up. You know, that's where we're at for the week leading up to Christmas. I got a couple more days left to work, 2 weeks off. Got the Housemaid review should be coming out soon. I'm going to see that tomorrow. Then we got Stranger Things. Obviously, Sparkus next week. I'm probably not going to do a review of Stranger Things. I think I didn't do the first 4 seasons, but so I don't know. I don't know where I stand on that. Anyway, yeah, that about wraps it up. That's the week I've got. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know where you're at, what you're thinking. Let me know about next Sunday if there's any topics. I remember being like 11 or 12. There was a kid that used to be in my gym called Jack. Jack was 600 foot tall, and my coach was like, "You're strong as an ox. You got this." Threw me in. My coach was not John Fury. Threw me in, and I panicked, put my guard up like this. And Jack was so big that he just punched straight through my guard. And as my head went back and came forward, he caught it on the rebound. And it's one thing taking a hit like that; it's another when you propel into it. And that is those sort of moments where you go, "Oh!" But right, that wraps it up. Otherwise, I'm rambling. It's been an absolute pleasure. That's Sunday Thoughts. That's where I'm at. And yeah, into the next one.